Welcome to Jay's Morning Brief for June the 12th, 2017, Monday, for the NOFT Institutional Edge System. Please note that futures, forex, and options trading is risky. You can lose money, and therefore you should only trade with risk capital. Always consult a financial professional before investing. And note that futures, forex, and options trading may not be suitable for you in light of your financial condition. So always consult a financial advisor before investing. All right, if you'll recall on Friday's morning brief, I mentioned that as long as we were below the 2740 area, we did have a little bit of a move above there, up as high as 51 after the open, the cash open, and but below 2740, if you go back in the video, you'll see that I was looking that we would probably go down to 2700. We didn't quite get there. We did get as low as 2709, so not bad. But generally speaking, we were looking for more down action on the pound, and until the end of the day, that's what you got. If you go forward to the end of the day, all we did really was end up back where we started, which was back around that 2740, 2750 area. So that area was important. Today on the pound, we've had more downside action. Again, 2740 after the London Open. Once we broke that, we've gone down. So it looks like 2740 is the key area right now. I would expect more downside action below that. If we get above it, we've got 2760 and maybe 2788. Okay. But overall, I'm expecting down action. So if you do come up into this 2740 area or 2760, I'd be looking to the downside from there. You can see we've got some potential targets below 2667 and 2640 area, as well as 25. But really, I don't see it really going below the 2638 level. I think the 66.7 is going to be a tough one. If it does break, well, we'll get some further down action. But that's what I'm expecting between 2740 and 2667. Those are going to be the main numbers of concern today, but overall my bias on the 6B is down. Moving on to the 6E, if we go back to Friday as well. All right, yes, so going back into Friday, again into the cash open. Before the cash open, we talked about the importance of the 112, 111.99. That's the area that we're looking, and if we got to the downside, we're looking to 111.65, and you'll see that we did get as low as 111.70.05. Okay, so we're within the range there. And then to the upside, from my notes here, we were looking at obviously that 112, and 112 really capped it. You can see there's the high there at 1197, and there it was. Okay, so in here, this was the high 112.08. So again, the 112.06 or 112 even that we had from Friday, that was the key on 6E. So for today, if we come into where we are today, again, the 112 so far today from the London Open, that area is key. You can see there's right around the London Open, big boost off the 112.08, and we're back above the 112.15s. So I would think that we're probably going to continue up to 112.41s. If we do get beyond that, we're probably looking at the 112.53. So euro, I'm thinking, based on the UK election, we'll probably see the euro strengthen over the short term. Now moving along to the ES, if you go back to the previous video, you'll notice that the key levels that we're talking about were 31.5 and 35.50, as well as 36.75. Those were the key levels, and we did get above those. And if you go back in the video, you'll specifically hear me say that I expected the direction to be range bound unless we got a break to the upside. So we did get the break to the upside. The next level up that we had, I don't know if that was in the video or not, it might have not been, but the level was out there on our charts, the 24.43, and that basically held it, and we came all the way back down to the 24.36s and 35s and beyond. And you know, the levels that we had, you know, the 31, those were still key. So once we broke the 31 level there, as we discussed, the 31.5 that we discussed in the morning brief, you know, we continued down to further to other levels that we had. Overall, coming into Monday, you know, we've had a pretty big rejection to the downside now, so I'm expecting that we'll probably come back up to this, you know, 26 to 28 area, 26.5 to 28. Some key levels in there. 31 again, a key level, and then the mid 30s, 35 quarter, 36 half. Those are going to be some key ones to the upside. But overall bias on the ES remains to the upside, especially after such a strong rejection that we had of the down move from Friday. Moving along to crude oil. So on crude oil on Friday, the key areas we were looking at were 45.90 and 46.07 for the upside. I expected that we should be contained below that level, and the high of the day, as we'll see coming up here, was the 46. The high of the day was the 46.18, pardon me, 18. So we're almost within 10 ticks, as you can see from our proprietary tools. You know, those levels were on the chart already. The levels that were further out from the 46.07 that I had discussed in the brief. We did push up to the next major levels that we had, and with our tools, and from there we declined from below that level, and we looked at we had levels that we mentioned in the morning brief as well, the 45.55, 45.53, and 45.20. The 45.55 that held the low of the day, that ended up being the low of the day. So that was it on the crude oil. If we go back further here, there it was. That was shortly after the cash open, about 45 minutes or an hour in. You can see that 45.55 held very nicely. So today on crude oil, I'm expecting more up moves. You know, we've so far from the London Open, as you can see, we've had big up moves, so I'd expect continued up moves unless we get back below the 46.45. So next targets up are going to be 46.88, 46.93. Beyond that, we're probably into the 47s, 47.15, and then on to 47.34 area. So, but overall today I'd expect the crude to continue up. If we do get below the 46.45, look for the 46.13 and 46, a hard number, as well as the 45.90s to be tested. Okay, so those would be some potential targets on the downside.